Um, yeah, I'm here on behalf of the defendant, Jamil Lockhart, and you're making a special appearance.
All right. Well, you got to make your special appearance to the Wayne County Jail. I told you that the last.
Yeah, so I filed a notice of removal for all of these cases because I don't believe that this court is capable of acting in an unbiased way. But I mean, there's been no response from the city. I mean, just the last court date we had, perjury was committed. I mean, you guys put on the record that I failed to appear, and I spoke to you.
You did fail to show up to the Wayne County Jail. You were ordered to do 30 days in the Wayne County Jail. You haven't showed up. You still haven't showed up. So you still disobeying. No, let's not do this. This is how it started the last time. You're still disobeying the court's order, and you have to do 30 days. You have to present yourself.
Buckle up, guys. Today we're stepping inside a courtroom where patience has officially run out. This moment kicks off with the judge cutting straight through the defendant's legal wordplay and reminding him of one simple reality. Court orders are not optional. The tension spikes as the judge makes it painfully clear that failure to report to jail isn't a misunderstanding, it's defiance. This is the opening shot of authority reasserting itself.
Up to the Wayne County Jail, you have a warrant out for your arrest, and before we go over this other stuff, you got to go. You have to go to the Wayne County Jail. All right? Okay, sir. So
I said what
I can increase the time if you can take to not be compliant.
Your Honor, I apologize for interrupting the proceedings. May I have a breakout room with this litigant, please, and thank you?
I don't know if he wants to speak to a lawyer, but he can if he needs to. He has that right to do so. You want to speak to the lawyer, Mr. Lockhart, or no? So it's going to go with Mr. Lockhart. So I don't know why he's still sitting here.
Well, Your Honor, if the court will allow, we would like to attempt resolution of the matters that are on the docket. So I would ask if the court could stay the contempt proceedings and allow him to handle these matters.
It's been well over a year. No, he's going to have to go turn himself in, and we'll deal with it that way.
Here, the defense attorney attempts a strategic pause, asking the court to delay the contempt issue and move forward. What actually happens is a hard stop. The judge shuts down the request without hesitation, signaling that this case won't be negotiated around consequences. This exchange shows the courtroom power dynamic clearly. The judge isn't interested in shortcuts or damage control after prolonged disrespect.
Your Honor, if the court could, just in the interest of justice and judicial economy, if he could resolve these matters, if he's still going to have to do the 30 days in Wayne County Jail, if at time of sentencing, it could all be wrapped up together just to not further delay his constitutional right to speedy trial.
He's delayed his rights to a speedy trial.
And I do have a resolution, Your Honor.
No, I don't want to, I'm not even going to entertain it. That ship has sailed. We tried to give him that opportunity a long time ago. He kept being contemptuous in the court. He comes with these far out legal theories that he has that I quite frankly where he's coming from on that. No, I'm not gonna even entertain that.
And Your Honor, I completely understand the court's position. I completely understand if he still has to do the 30 days Wayne County Jail, but I think that he was potentially misguided, denied of the law, court rules, and courtroom behavior and procedure. So now that he has the assistance of counsel, which I'm not saying that he didn't have the assistance of counsel before, if the court would allow him.
Counsel then, he denied the counsel. Go back and look at the video. It's got over 270-some thousand views. That 30 days will give him an opportunity to read up on the law, and so he can make it and understand how this process goes. So go ahead to the Wayne County Jail. You can take some. They probably have some legal books there. and we'll hear these matters when you come out, sir.
This segment is where the judge lays out the full history. Leniency was offered. Time was given. Warnings were clear. The court explains, calmly but firmly, that the defendant had every opportunity to comply and chose not to. This isn't emotional punishment, it's procedural accountability. The judge reinforces that the 30-day jail order stands as a direct result of repeated choices.
Your Honor, is any of this on the record or no? Or did we not? Okay.
No, it's not on the record because I didn't call the cases. I'm going to continue on. That appears to be Charles Gardner.
Yes.
Am I allowed to go back in the breakout room to explain that to Mr. Lockhart? Because he seems to have had a change of heart if the court would allow him to.
Maybe he can go turn himself in and you can file an appeal. File something to get him heard before the court, and they can zoom in from the Wayne County Jail that way. But until he turns himself in, he's got a warrant out for his arrest. He's had this warrant out for I don't know how long. I can look back into the record, but and he's never presented himself. So he was contemptuous then. He can first, so he has to go do the time, or hire himself a lawyer to.
Now the focus shifts to control of the courtroom. The judge makes it unmistakable that no other legal matters will be discussed until the contempt issue is resolved. The warrant remains active, and the path forward is simple but non-negotiable. This moment underscores a core principle of the justice system. You don't get to move on while actively ignoring standing orders.
I don't know. I don't think that it's an intentional. Oh, I can't say that.
Wait a minute.
I don't think. I'm gonna take that back. I'm gonna take that back. I think he now has a better understanding of everything that is taking place.
I don't think so, because he came in here talking about he's appearing on behalf of the person Jameer Lockhart. So I think he's on the same path as he was that got him into this situation.
And Your Honor, we've had that discussion at length in the breakout room. He understands what it would take to resolve his matters. He understands how he has to. And so I think he's in a position that he wants to resolve these matters. We've had the discussion. We asked for leniency and mercy from the court. I understand if the condition is that he still has to do 30 days in the Wayne County Jail, although we would ask if the court would reconsider that sentence now that he has taken the time to actually listen to it and be made fully aware of how he should present himself in court. I know that it's his intention to resolve these matters without any further court appearances or draining any further resources or delaying the process anymore. And I know that the court doesn't want to delay the process any further. I understand his behavior is what put.
The defense pivots to emotion, asking the court for mercy and reconsideration. The argument leans on misunderstanding and growth, suggesting the defendant now gets it. But the judge listens without softening. This scene highlights the gap between claimed realization and demonstrated responsibility. Words alone don't undo a year of noncompliance, and the court makes that distinction unmistakably clear.
Us in this position as of right now, but we're just hoping to resolve today if the court will allow.
I'm not moving. I gave him ample, it's a 27 plus, maybe 30 plus minute video. I gave him ample opportunity, and I'm not moving.
I mean, Your Honor, in that video, I did apologize to you for, I guess.
You apologize after you got the 30 days. I'm not.
I apologize after the offense was. I don't know when else I would apologize.
You still haven't showed up, and it's been over a year, and now you want me to have some sympathy for you and to resolve the matters. I have no sympathy.
This is the judge drawing a firm line. Apologies made only after consequences loom don't carry weight here. The court explains that genuine remorse is proven through action, not timing. The defendant's failure to turn himself in becomes the central issue, and the judge makes it clear that accountability delayed is accountability denied. The tone shifts from explanation to finality.
For you at all. I tried to discuss. We tried to have give you a fair opportunity to be heard. You keep spewing these legal theories that I've never heard of before, and I've given you an opportunity at that day to speak with the lawyer. You refused that. You refused. I came in here another time a couple of months ago, and I told you we weren't going to hear it then. You got to go report to the Wayne County Jail. You'd have opportunity.
You'd have me go to jail.
No, on behalf of Jamil Lockhart, I do understand that, and I know the court he may hear this often, but he does have a family that he supports. It would be a great hardship on his family, his resources, and his sense of economy in terms of his job if he would have to submit himself to 30 days.
Family hardship is introduced as a mitigating factor, but the judge dismantles it methodically. The court acknowledges that many people have families and responsibilities, yet still face consequences. This exchange reinforces a blunt truth. Personal circumstances don't override courtroom authority. The judge's response reframes the issue as foresight. The defendant should have considered these impacts before defying the court.
I didn't just give him the 30 days on he should have thought about that when I was asking him. I let him speak when I was asking him to not try to overtalk the court. Let me give him an opportunity to speak. He continued to disobey that. He should have thought about that then. There's a whole lot of people up in the penitentiary that have families that they take care of, and he's not going to the penitentiary. It's just county jail. It's not moved.
Would this court consider amending it in such a way that he could only do weekends to complete his 30 days?
He hasn't even come to done anything. I'm not inclined to do anything for Mr. Jamir Lockhart or the person of Jamir Lockhart or whatever he wants to be called or however he wants to be described.
So yeah, he has the matters that are set on the docket for today. He has presented himself to the court today.
Okay, you want to take we'll take off the warrant, we'll give him a pre-trial date, and then he can go do his 30 days, and he can tell the sheriff in there that what his next court date is, and somebody can writ him out then.
Here, the judge takes procedural control again. The warrant is addressed, a pretrial date is set, and the path forward is clearly outlined. The court makes it clear that compliance is the only way forward. This moment feels administrative, but it's powerful because it restores structure after prolonged disorder. The system resets, but only on the court's terms.
Detroit versus Jamil Amir Lockhart, case number P1247989, counts 1, 2, and 3. Now, the laws just don't apply to him. State of Michigan versus Jamil Amir Lockhart, case number SX378-29611. Appearance for the record, please.
Sherika Harris, on behalf of Jamil Lockhart, sir, could you state the name of the person that you are representing on the record, please, or that you identify?
This clip captures a subtle but telling moment. The defendant is required to state his name on the record. It's simple, yet loaded with meaning. The court insists on clarity and identity, cutting through evasive language. This exchange symbolizes the court forcing the defendant back into legal reality, where technical wordplay no longer shields him from responsibility.
So, sir, as we discussed, I think you would be better suited if you, one, hire an attorney to the Wayne County Jail and submit yourself so that your matters could be resolved. I understand that When you
Last
appear in
time,
court, there's
I
different
checked.
attorneys.
He didn't want an attorney. And I guess you have gotten through to him a little bit. He changed it. He hearing on behalf of the person, Jameer Lockhart. And then when he asked him to state his name, he came and he knew that he was Jameer Lockhart now. So I don't know what he, like I say.
I mean, if I can speak a little bit here. I don't know, Your Honor, I'm not, I just want to handle this, get this over with.
I didn't say you were a criminal, sir. I didn't listen.
Well, I know you didn't.
I didn't say you were a criminal. As it stands now, these are allegations. So until there's an adjudication of.
The judge shifts from enforcement to guidance, advising the defendant to hire an attorney and follow proper procedure. It's a moment of restrained professionalism. Despite everything, the court still offers a roadmap toward resolution. But the message is clear. Help is available only if the defendant is willing to operate within the rules instead of resisting them.
Either guilt or not guilt, that'll determine, whether you're a criminal or not. So I don't know. You got these allegations out here. So I didn't make that comment. You were a criminal.
Right. No, I'm not saying that you did. But I just want to handle this and, put this to rest. At this point, I feel like it's taken up too much of my time, too much of, your time, I'm sure.
This is what I do every day, sir. I serve the city, the residents of the city of Detroit, and whoever comes in here. So it doesn't take up my time. This is what we do.
Yeah.
The defendant tries to frame the situation as a waste of time for himself and the court. The judge responds by clarifying the court's role and responsibility. Justice isn't an inconvenience, it's a process. This exchange exposes a fundamental disconnect between the defendant's perspective and the reality of how courts function, reinforcing why this conflict exists at all.
So yeah, and continuing, I would just like to, get this over with, pay whatever fines need to be paid. I would like to have my license back. I can't rent a car when I travel. I would like to be able to do that. So civil offense.
Last year over.
Well, yeah, I just want to resolve this. Whatever I owe for those offenses, I'm willing to be done with this situation. I truthfully don't think it's your, mission to put people in jail that have not harmed anybody or committed any offense against, any actual live human being. I'm only guilty of speaking out of turn. And, I should have handled this differently. I can see that now, I really just want to get this whole situation rectified. And whatever the charges are that I need to pay, I'm willing to do that.
Here, the defendant finally acknowledges wrongdoing and asks to simply pay fines and move on. The judge shuts that door firmly. Contempt isn't something you buy your way out of after the fact. This moment drives home that courtroom behavior carries consequences beyond money. Respect for the process is mandatory, not optional, and the penalty reflects that principle.
All right, I'll let him speak. Next pretrial date is September 22nd.
Based on the statements.
That being said, I don't think, based on everything that has happened, our history, the claim in federal court that I have against you, Michigan judicial tenure, complaints that I have against you, I think you have a duty to recuse yourself from any of my cases.
Privy to any judicial tenure complaint. My first duty is a duty to sit, I feel that the Judicial Tenure Commission will have to come and I'll have to respond to them accordingly if they present something to me. Have a great day, sir. Next court date, 9/22. You're still expected to turn yourself into the Wayne County Jail.
Well, Your Honor,
The defendant escalates by accusing the judge of bias and demanding recusal. The response is measured but unyielding. The judge explains the duty to preside and dismisses the claim without theatrics. This exchange highlights how accusations don't override judicial responsibility. Authority isn't shaken by threats. It's reinforced through adherence to duty and procedure.
but again, Your Honor, Mr. Lockhart, on behalf of Mr. Lockhart, stop. What I'm saying, the court has to understand the fact that a lot of these things came into play before today. There was something filed. It was before today, before having a better understanding of how the process works, how to conduct oneself in court, and that one is held to the same standards as an attorney. I would ask if the court would consider converting that jail term into a monetary fine.
Not at this.
Your Honor, I only have a federal claim against you as a means to try to keep myself out of.
You can take any action. You can take any action under the law that you choose to, sir. I haven't prevented you or even tried to even attempt you, and I can't prevent you from doing it.
I don't want to do that. I just want to handle this, pay whatever I need to pay, and move on.
This final segment closes the door on negotiation. The defense asks one last time to convert jail into a fine, and the judge definitively refuses. The reasoning is clear, consistent, and final. The courtroom reaches its conclusion. Consequences will be enforced as ordered. If you found this breakdown valuable, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you in the next video.